Folks, it's that time of year when the Grammy nominations are announced, and I thought I'd try something a little different and make a video like this, just giving you guys my thoughts to the extent you might be interested. Usually I just tweet out some stuff about this, but I figured, I have a YouTube channel, so maybe I should use it. I think you guys should all know how I feel about the Grammys. I'll remind you, just for the one time real quick, the Grammys are racist. I've been saying this many times. I'm not a hero for saying it. I'm not trying to get points or something. The reason I remind you, especially when the nominations come out, is that every year there are great nominations, and then almost always the winners are to be expected along the lines of, the Grammys just picking what kind of made the most money and without respect for artists who aren't white for the most part. So I tell you that just to temper expectations here, but just like everybody else, I get excited about these nominations. I looked at the list and saw some cool names, so I'm just going to kind of go over them with you, and I will give you not just my hopes, my prediction of like who I would like to see win, but more realistic, the prediction of who I think is going to win. And I think you're going to see a theme throughout this video, something along the lines of Taylor Swift. But anyway, let's just see what we got here and go through. I'll just go through the categories where I've heard most, if not all, the things. So, record of the year. If you didn't know the difference between record of the year and song of the year, song is more so about the songwriting. Record is more about the production, and in my opinion, kind of like the splash that the song made. So, looking at these ones, I think Kill Bill is a serious contender. That's one of my least favorite songs from SZA's album, but that one's been huge. That Miley Cyrus song Flowers has also been huge. Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For? I feel like that one's pretty big too. I think all of those are great songs. Boy Genius, Not Strong Enough. That's crazy. I think it's so cool that Boy Genius is nominated for Grammys. I love that song. That's probably my favorite of all the songs listed here. So if, in a perfect world, I would want that one to win. But I don't really think it's got a shot at record of the year. More realistically, I mean, come on. If Taylor Swift is in the category, we can just say Taylor Swift is going to win. I hate to say it, but I like Anti-Hero. That's one of my favorite songs from that album. Most likely, that's what is going to win. I wouldn't be shocked if something like Kill Bill or Flowers won. I guess I would be shocked because Taylor Swift exists, but those would probably be the top three choices there. Album of the year, again, Boy Genius. The fact that they're in here is insane. That's a great, great project. Janelle Monáe's wasn't a huge fan. It was good. John Batiste, I've not heard that. Of course, he's nominated again after they gave it to him last year. Lana Del Rey. Okay, listen. That album is one of my favorites of the year. That's like my number 2. And Lord knows Scaring the Hose is not going to get nominated here. So my frontrunner pick, in my heart, has got to go to Lana Del Rey for this album. It's fantastic. It's maybe her best ever. It's like right up there with Born to Die for me. So super stoked to see that here. Miley's was pretty good. Olivia Rodrigo's is pretty good. SZA's SOS, another fantastic album. Again, not my favorite over Lana. And then, of course, Taylor Swift. Listen, I saw that if Taylor Swift wins Album of the Year here, she'll have won it 4 times, which is maybe or probably a record. Listen, you can't bet against Taylor Swift. She is white, and also the Grammys love her. So I wouldn't be surprised. Midnight's is probably going to win this. I'm just letting you know. Song of the Year. So again, this is more about the songwriting aspect. Interesting differences here to put the Dua Lipa dance song in here for songwriting. Lana Del Rey, A&W. That is just truly insane. I never thought I'd see the day that. Do the people at the Grammys know that A&W stands for American Horror? I'm not sure. To me, easily that one has to win out of this category. I think it's a fantastic song. Really powerful songwriting from Lana. It should win, but once again, Taylor Swift exists and will probably win this. These other ones, like, again, Kill Bill, not one of my favorites from SOS, and songwriting's fine, but that's one of the songs where she's the most obsessed with her ex, and it's troubling to me. That album, that's my biggest gripe with the album, is there's a lot of ex obsession, and that one, I feel like that's part of the reason why I don't like that song as much. But Flowers is great. I feel like it'd be weird to give her songwriting because it's just kind of a riff on that Bruno Mars song. Olivia Rodrigo's is fine. Vampire to me was one of the weaker tracks on that project. It felt very much like they were going for a Driver's License 2.0, and I think Driver's License is better songwriting, but again, I don't even know why I'm wasting time talking about this when Taylor Swift is going to win. But my top two would probably be Lana Del Rey or Billie Eilish, honestly. What Was I Made For is a really good one. Best New Artist, there's no point wasting time on this. It's going to go to Ice Spice, okay? It's just not, it wouldn't make sense for any other artist to get it. Her momentum has been too, it's like frightening. I mean, she had a song with, again, Taylor Swift. This is the Grammy's favorite person. So it's going to go to her with almost 100% certainty. That's my prediction. I don't know many of these names on here. I definitely know Victoria Monet. She's great. I don't think she's going to win. I've heard people saying Noah Kahan's the one to beat, but Ice Spice exists and Taylor Swift exists, and they work together. So I'd be shocked if it didn't go to her. Producer of the Year, non-classical. It's cool to see Metro Boomin. I wonder if this is it's probably his first nomination in this category. So great to see that. And Hit Boy too. Jack Antonoff is in this category just about every year, and I feel like he'd probably win again. He produced most of that Lana Del Rey album, and because I love that so much, I wouldn't be upset if he won here either. Metro Boomin would be a cool pick to see, but yeah, it's probably gonna be Jack. Pop solo performance. Interesting. We got Doja Cat with Paint the Town Red. Not one of my favorites from that album, but it's a good song. Miley Cyrus for Flowers. I feel like as far as pop performance, she puts her heart into that one, so that's a good performance. So is Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For? Those would probably be my top two here. Again, it's Taylor Swift's category to win because she's Taylor Swift. And just so we're clear, guys, I like Taylor Swift. She's got some great songs. She's got some great music. I do like Anti-Hero. I think it's a great song. It's tiring to see one person win all these awards over and over again. Like, the Grammys have the capability to boost artists who maybe don't have the spotlight on them as much. And, it's huge for people's career to be able to say they were nominated, or especially to have won a Grammy. Taylor Swift doesn't need that. She does not need the accolades. She is one of the biggest artists in the world. We saw that with her Eras tour that's still going, in the movie. It's just, it seems silly to keep tacking medals onto her uniform because it's already full. It just doesn't make sense. But so she's probably going to win. But if we're talking performance, I personally would probably lean toward Miley Cyrus. I think she's got a great voice and she really belts it out on that track. So pop duo or group performance. Cool to see Candy Necklace from that Lana album. There were better duo ones on there. I think the track with Jack Antonoff for Bleachers. That one's probably my favorite for the duos. And then, of course, you have the one with Father John Misty. But John Batiste, he won Album of the Year last year, so he's somebody that's going to be in their graces. If you guys didn't realize this, there's a lot of campaigning that goes on behind the scenes. And a lot of these names, it's like you'll see them over and over when it comes to the Grammys. Brandi Carlile, you can see on the next track right here. She's a name that's always in there. Her is always in there too. John Batiste, I think, is becoming one of those artists as well, so don't be shocked. I don't even remember this song with Brandi Carlile, unfortunately. SZA and Phoebe Bridgers, Ghost in the Machine. Really enjoyed that song. That's a cool one. It's not the most organic pairing, if I'm being honest. It's cool. I love both artists. It just didn't feel like they had that much chemistry. And then Taylor Swift and Ice Spice. I'll be honest, I've not heard the remix. I heard Karma. I don't know if I've even heard the remix. I've heard that the chemistry is not there and that it feels very much like, let's just get the most popular new artists on Taylor Swift's song. Then again, we're talking about Taylor Swift, who has won a bajillion Grammys, and Ice Spice, who's nominated for Best New Artist. I feel like it's most likely going to win. My favorite song here would probably be Ghost in the Machine, but I don't think it's going to beat out Karma. So there's that for you. Pop vocal album, Ed Sheeran, Subtract. Boy, I feel like I listened to that album. I can't remember. Ed Sheeran just kind of whizzes by me when I listen to his music. Miley Cyrus, that was a good album. I did not hear the Kelly Clarkson. Olivia Rodrigo's Guts was good. Taylor Swift, Midnights. Listen, I don't need to... When Taylor Swift is in the category, she's going to win. My favorite album here, honestly, it probably is Midnights. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that. Best rock performance. Again, very cool to see Boy Genius. I don't really know that... It's not exactly a rock song. Again, rock song, not strong enough. It's not really a rock song. I really love that song. It's my favorite on the album. Olivia Rodrigo's Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl. I can't remember if that was one of the tracks I liked. Again, it seems odd to be giving those artists rock song nods. I think Boy Genius is more along the lines of alternative indie type stuff, and Olivia Rodrigo, I know she's going more towards like the pop punk side of things, but I feel like her music is still pop music. At least that's how it is sorted in my mind. So, alternative music performance. Listen, Always nominated for Belinda Says. That is an amazing song. One of my favorites from that album. I would love to see that win. That's such a great song. Cool About It from Boy Genius. I can't remember which song that is, but that's a great album. There's a lot of good songs. It's probably a good one. Interesting that they'd pick that when Not Strong Enough is all over here. But, of course, Lana Del Rey with A&W. That's another huge song. Personally, I'm going to say I'd love to see it go to Always, because I don't see them in any other categories here. I'd love to see Always get a Grammy. They're such a great band. I love them. I think Lana Del Rey is probably most likely to win this just because A&W is nominated in some of the bigger top song categories. So that would be my prediction. Alternative music album. Again, Lana most likely to win this because of the fact that she's an album of the year. That's kind of how these things go. But yeah, Lana's probably going to win, and she would be my pick because I love that one. R&B performance. Again, I want to see SZA win a million Grammys. I love SZA. Kill Bill is not. It's one of my least favorite songs on the album. Like, I would have loved to see Far get nominated here. That's a great performance. I don't think the performance on Kill Bill is even that impressive compared to a lot of the other tracks on there. But most likely to win because of the fact that that's in Song of the Year and all that. See, here you go. Traditional R&B performance. We have a different SZA song. That's Love Language, which is a great song. I like that one more than Kill Bill for sure. This distinction between R&B and traditional R&B is kind of strange. Just like, let's pick a different SZA song. And then here we go, best R&B song. We have another one with Snooze. Now Snooze is a great song. Definitely love that one more than Kill Bill. On My Mama was really good too. That would be cool to see that win. But SZA is so big at this point that I would be shocked if anybody else won this category. And yeah, progressive R&B album. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but SZA's probably going to win that with SOS. That's the biggest one here, and it's my favorite here too. So I would have no issue with that. R&B album, I don't quite understand the distinction between these categories, but at least they are 5 different albums. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm personally going to go with Victoria Monet. I haven't heard all of these, but I really liked her project. If you haven't listened to her, go check out some of her stuff. Now here we go, rap performance. I'm going to be more familiar with the rap stuff. So Baby Keem and Kendrick for Hillbillies is kind of crazy. That's cool to see. Black Thought, obviously always good. Coil Ray's Players. I actually don't mind that song, but weird to have that in the rap performance category. Rich Flex. I do like Rich Flex. That's one of the songs I really enjoyed from that album.
I do like Rich Flex.
Hey guys, jumping in here, quick editor's note. Rich Flex is not one of the songs that I like from this album. I just went back and played it, realized that is the 21, Can You Do Something for Me? No, not a fan of that song. I think I was thinking of Privileged Rappers or maybe Broke Boys, both of which are a lot better. Look, there are some great songs on that album, but yeah, Rich Flex is not one of them. Sorry. Kind of weird to have it in rap performance. And then the Killer Mike track with 3 Stacks, Future, Scientists and Engineers. That was a great song. That was one of my favorites on that album too. I don't know. I mean, Kendrick is a name that means a lot to the Grammys, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hillbillies won. I feel like it's probably between that and Rich Flex, because just the sheer size of those artists, Kendrick and Drake. I don't think Rich Flex is a very impressive performance. I do think Hillbillies is better along the lines of rap performance. Again, the difference between rap song and rap performance I think is going to be more about like the flow and the energy, whereas rap song is more focused on the writing. Hillbillies brought a great performance out of those two guys. This is a track where everybody likes to demean it, saying, oh, they were just having fun, it doesn't really matter. And I wasn't a big fan of the song personally, but I think it definitely fits in this category, more so than like Coil Ray's Players. There's not a whole lot of performative effort that went into that. It's a good song though. Actually, I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say it's either going to be Hillbillies or Players, because Coil Ray's that was a huge song. Melodic rap performance. Let's see here. I'm not sure if I know the Burna Boy song. Not a big fan of Lil Durk. That one didn't do much for me. SZA's Low. That's another one of my least favorite on the album. It's cool to see though now. I think it's like 4 or 5 songs from that one album have been nominated in various categories. That's kind of feel good. But I don't like that one that much. Spin About You is a fun track. Spin About You is, again, one of my favorites from... They kind of pick these songs right.
I do like Rich Flex.
21, can you do something for me?
One of my favorites from Her Loss. That would be my personal pick here. Though, honestly, Doja Cat's Attention is really good too. One of my favorites on that project. Those would be my top two picks, is Attention and Spin About You. But given the fact that SZA's is in so many categories, I wouldn't be shocked if she won this too. But again, I can't in good faith vote for a song that I didn't really like. Best rap song, Doja Cat's Attention. Rich Flex is back from Her Loss. That's cool. The Killer Mike and 3 Stacks song, Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi Vert, hell yes. I want to hear somebody scream damn for like 30 seconds on stage. And then Barbie World, oh man. I do not like the original Barbie World song, and I also don't like the sort of play on it that they did here. It just, it is not interesting to me at all. I would be devastated if that won. I would love if Uzi won this. It's not really, as far as, writing goes, it's not that impressive, but pure writing standpoint, I think Killer Mike and 3 Stacks should win. I think it's more likely going to be Doja Cat or Drake in 21. My dark horse pick would be Just Wanna Rock, because that song is hilarious. Best rap album, okay. Her Loss. I liked Her Loss. My version of it that I listened to is maybe 8 songs. But it wasn't super bloated. I wouldn't mind that winning. Killer Mike's Michael, very cool to see him get nominated. I didn't love that project. There were some great songs on it though. Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains, great songs on that one too. Again, not one that I loved. That one's been pretty successful. A lot of people like it. King's Disease 3. I think I listened to this one. I'm losing track of the King's Disease albums at this point, and that's not fair, but it's Nas. Nas is crazy. And I think he's been nominated for all 3 King's Disease albums at this point, which is really cool. And he's not, so I know it's good. Again, I've listened to probably 2 of the 3. I can't remember which one I didn't listen to. Absolutely deserving of the inclusion here. I don't know if it will win, but cool to see always. And Travis Scott with Utopia. No surprise there, big artist. I wouldn't be shocked if they gave it to him to kind of make up for Astroworld not winning, but I personally don't like Utopia as much as his other projects. My favorite on this list, I don't know. That's a tough one. It would maybe be between Utopia and Her Loss. I think they both have issues. Truthfully, King's Disease is probably the best on here to me. Killer Mike's Michael is also really good too. It's not a bad category. But this is a good point. This is a good point to bring up the fact that there were no hip-hop albums in the best album category, which it happens quite a bit. Not really surprising. Again, we know the Grammys are racist, so they don't really understand hip hop. My favorite rap album that probably fits within this time frame is Scaring the Hose. There's no way Scaring the Hose is going to get nominated, so I'm not even surprised that it's not here. I think Utopia is probably the one to beat. I would personally pick that as my favorite over Her Loss. It's very slightly ahead for me. Would be very cool to see Nas win, or any of these guys really. Nas, Metro Boomin, Killer Mike. Each of those would be really cool. But I think it's probably going to be Travis Scott. That's my guess.
This ain't what you want. No, this ain't what you want.
Yeah, I have not listened to much country music this year. Country song. I did see there was a little bit of controversy. Not controversy, but people were making fun of the fact that Morgan Wallen is one of the biggest artists right now in terms of numbers, because his album was #1 for the longest time. And Last Night was a very big song. I do know that one. But he didn't write it, so technically he wouldn't get the Grammy here. And dude is also a problem. You guys can look that up if you're interested. I would love to see a guy like that get shut out because he thinks he's hot shit, and I don't know. I don't think he's that impressive. Very, very poppy, kind of bro country stuff to me. I know Chris Stapleton and Tyler Childers are better artists. I've definitely heard their music. Zach Bryan's pretty good. Casey Musgraves. Seems like it's going to be all similar names for country album. Kelsey Ballerini's pretty good too. Again, I don't think I listened to any of these albums though, so no comment from me. These could be more interesting. So compilation soundtrack for visual media. I don't know what Aurora is. Barbie the album, Black Panther album, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Weird Al. I don't know all of these. It's almost certainly going to the Barbie album. There's too many nominations in here for Barbie songs for that not to win. I'd be shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. Best score. Okay, we got Fabelmans. That was a good one. Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, I didn't see, but those are both John Williams, so you know they're good. John Williams is a GOAT. Black Panther's score Oppenheimer's easily my pick. That's cool and interesting that John Williams and Ludwig are both nominated for 2 separate movies. But Oppenheimer is such a good score. And Barbie, the soundtrack is great, but the score was not memorable to me. I feel like they might be feeling a little Barbie fever over there at the Grammys. So maybe they'd give it to it, but I think Oppenheimer deserves that one for sure. Song for visual media. Okay, this is a cool one. We got Ryan Gosling nominated for a Grammy. That's got to be the first time for him, right? Gosling is actually a bit of a musician, if you guys didn't know. He had a band. I'm blanking on the name of it. Dead Man's Bones, I think is what it was. They made kind of a Halloween type of album. I actually have it. It's really good. And there's a song from that featured in The Conjuring. Just a weird piece of trivia to know about Ryan Gosling. I saw something. But yeah, the Ken song from the movie, that one's cool. Who were they saying wrote it? It might have been Mark Ronson or somebody. But I remember some trivia saying that it was like sent to the movie as a joke. And when Ryan Gosling was like, no, I definitely need to do this. And here, now it's nominated for a Grammy. So that's really cool. Rihanna's Lift Me Up, it didn't do much for me. I understand the impact that might have had, especially in the movie, but songwriting wasn't that spectacular either. Barbie World, Please God No Thank You. Dua Lipa again. So we got 3 songs from Barbie. Damn. I would say. Oh wait, no, 4 because Ken. Good lord. I would personally give it to Billie Eilish for What Was That Made For. That's a really good song. It'd be very cool if Ryan Gosling won too, though. That'd be a fun dark horse pick. So yeah, I think that is going to be it. So that's my thoughts on the Grammys. Again, folks, like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it on other videos surely. The Grammys are racist. We know this. I just want to remind you guys to temper your expectations, right? Curb your enthusiasm, if you will, because the nominations usually have a lot of cool artists, and they end up going to the most predictable, boring picks, which, again, I like Taylor Swift. I liked Midnight's, and Anti-Hero is all over the place. That's actually one of the songs I did enjoy from there, but she's just going to win because she's Taylor Swift. So it's kind of like we can skip the show this year and just like send them to her via UPS, just not waste everybody's time. That'd be my prediction. If it does not go that way, I would be very happy to be wrong about this. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was at least mildly interesting, maybe killed some time for you. If you're interested in this kind of commentary type of video, this is pretty easy. So maybe I'll find some more opportunities to do this if this one does well. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.